So my girlfriend and I recently bought a house, and I just really was not impressed with the carpet or honestly the dark wood floors. And I wanted to see if there was some wood floor underneath. And this drill was giving me a headache. It did not want to work for me. I don't know if that happens with you, but this drill was not drilling, and these screws were obnoxiously long. I don't understand what the point of using such long screws was for. But anyway, if you do this too, make sure you have gloves, goggles, and a mask. That's what people warn me, and I see why. Look how disgusting. I don't know what happened in here that I don't want to know what it was. Anyway, this is what it looks like after I got all the carpet peeled off and that blue stuff underneath. And taking out all the staples and these boards was not fun at all. It was actually kind of way more difficult than I saw on the video. I don't know if it was just these boards, but anyway, I started to aim specifically for those bigger nails right there, and it made getting the rest of the boards up easy. Regardless, it did take a long time, and I had to be very careful around the baseboard because there were a couple of times where I almost took up the baseboard with the other board. Also, do not bully me for my Crocs. I like those Crocs. I had to clean up the debris after a while because it just was getting so messy in there. And then I mopped it so that I could see what it was looking like. You know, you got to give yourself some reinforcement for all the hard work. And I'm cheap, so I used just some wood filler that I had that was stainable in case I did end up wanting to stain the wood floor again. And I just filled the bigger cracks. And right there, you see there was a board that was a little more raised, and I just, figured I would work on that later. And this machine, I got this one because they said it was beginner friendly. You know what? Just do your best with the other sander that is more advanced, okay? Because this was such a headache. What I hauled it all the way home after renting it from Menards, and one of the pads was like so worn out I couldn't even use it. So that's why you saw one of my sandpapers just come right out from underneath of the machine. But I don't know. Eventually, I was able to get it, but it just took a while with that machine, and I wish I had that other one. Um, Coincidentally, it did put down that board, so that was nice. It must have been the heat and the weight of the machine that was jiggling it back in. There are my knee stains, so I had to go around sanding those swirls that I showed. Um, and I did use my hand sanding because I wanted to make sure I got every board because I did not want swirls in my wood floor. And here's the first base coat that I got. It's I forget how to pronounce that. Something natural. And I sanded it after the first coat and vacuumed. I also went around the edges because I totally forgot about the edges before doing the first coat. Here's the second coat. I, for the most part, didn't know what I was doing, but you know what? I love saving money, and this saved me some money. So that's after the second coat, I believe. And I'm going to go into the third coat. I did this for each round because I did not want any this, as in put tape around the paint roller so that it wasn't getting those little particles in my floors. So my main goal with redoing these wood floors in my office was getting light wood floors, and I plan to do this with the living room too because I just feel like it makes the space so much more spacious and bright and happy. After sanding that final coat of the ceiling, I of course went over with a little Swiffer mop to make sure any dust and everything was gone, and I also vacuumed. And anyway, this is the final result, and I am so happy with it.